Uh, hey, welcome to the Sunday session for May 1st. My son's birthday on Tuesday, so I'm definitely excited about this week. But May 1st, 2022, man, Sunday session, man. This week was crazy. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of, small time trades and a lot of recoveries. It's just a lot going on. Big earnings on this week that just passed was crazy. So we definitely seen everything come down to supports. You got Microsoft is at 277. This is a low, it hasn't really been down to this price in a while, but we're down here now. A lot of these prices is almost at pandemic prices. That's crazy, but we definitely got opportunity to see some upside. Hopefully things start bouncing back around. You see Apple is at the 157. Definitely a nice little area for Apple also, ups and downs. Their earnings came out pretty nice, gave us a nice little downside and popped up and just did all types of stuff. But the long-term shareholders ain't moving that much off of Apple, man. I think Apple's gonna have a nice recovery too. So let's see what we got. First off, hopefully everybody brought their notepads. Hopefully everybody brought their, watch list. Hopefully everybody's getting ready for this week. We do have a lot of earnings coming up, for this week. Here on the earnings date, everything that's in pink is what's coming up. AMD, Home Depot on the 17th. AMD is on the 3rd. Disney is on the 11th. CVS is on the 4th. What else we got out of here, man? It's a lot going on. Oxy is on the 10th. Everything looking like it's getting ready, man. Tyson Foods is on the 9th. Moderna, that whole biotechnology sector is coming up for this week. Moderna on the 4th. That might be a huge put opportunity or a huge call opportunity. I think, COVID is starting to slow down. But for right now, Home Depot Lowe's definitely on high watch going into that May 17th week. May 17th week got also Walmart, got Target, got Costco's coming up at the end of the month. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Royal Caribbean on the 5th of this week. Etsy's on the 4th. eBay is on the 4th. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? It's fun filled. It's packed. It's packed. You feel what I'm saying? Overall, super packed. A lot of opportunity. Everything's at support. You know what I mean? So let's see what we got for sure. If you guys never did this before, this is FinViz. This everything in pink is the earnings. Everything in pink is what's coming up. Everything is blue is what's just passed. So you guys can use FinViz if you guys want to take advantage of just looking at it a little bit clearer for earnings date, and then you have a whole little setup, and you guys can figure out from there what y'all want to do. I'll post a link just in case y'all want to look at the earnings date. You just come over to this side, change this to earnings date. You got every date that you need. But yeah, first thing first is SPY, man. We gotta pay attention to these ETFs. They're definitely giving out a lot of opportunity. So I got SPY, UVXY, and I'm probably gonna do this every day, just starting off looking at the same SPY, UVXY, QQQ. If you guys caught the SPY put from 426 all the way down to 415, congrats. If you caught it when it bounced up to 420 from 415 back up to 428, congrats. You know what I mean? That's definitely a good trading zone for them. But now let's see how the setup is going now. I see SPY is on the 15-minute chart here, is below the support area of like 414.87. It came down to as low as about 411. Let's go to the 4-hour chart real quick. Everything is at support. Now, sometime when you're getting down to these areas, we notice that it is breaking over under the support area. It ain't really a solid candle below. You almost got like a sword. Hopefully you get a bounce back above 414.87, then you can, pick up on the upside. But what I got from my notes is this. 1-day chart on the 415 support. We got to test the one-day chart, 415 support. Break after that, we may be retesting the 428.74 resistance. that created the double top, which is right here. This is the double top setup, right here at the 428. That gives it that nice little drop off. We know that double tops is a sign of bearish, so we definitely did get the bearish on there. But we do got to look for a hold right here above the 408. You see, I got another level below this 414. It's like 408, and then it's 403. I deleted it all because I just did a one-on-one today, so I had to delete all my old notes, but I can put it back in there. But 408 below this area, you got to watch the hold above 408, and below 408, you got to watch out for the 403. Now I mean, and then below that, 390. Now I mean, we're getting a full drop off if it continues to go down. Now, if we hold here and have a nice little sign of reversal, and it start breaking back above 416 and 419, we can definitely start looking for a retest towards that 428. But hopefully, this is what hopefully, we're in the consolidation zone. You feel what I'm saying? Hopefully, we're into this 415 to 428 type of zone, up and down, while it's going sideways. You're making a couple of dollars. But on the 1 week, I told you guys weeks ago that SPY is on the overall downtrend. I mean, that's just what it is. If we do get into this consolidation and go towards the 428, we may, if this becomes true and it goes back up to the trend line, we just got to rinse and repeat the same trades over and over from the top trend line down to the bottom, vice versa. You know what I mean? So let's see how this goes for the week. Again, it hasn't been down to the 490s since last year, March. So it hasn't really been down to this area since, June. That was probably the last bounce it got off of this 414, 415 area. And then it just shot up. That's when that big run come up in June, which I told you guys, I like June. June, July, tech reversal, get into that summer money, and then having a nice little continuation from there. So if this remains true with this downtrend, you feel what I'm saying, which I'm expecting it, hopefully it remains true. Until we break this downtrend on the 1 week, we're still bearish. You know what I mean? So just know that, going into this week, if you see some more downside down to 408 and 403, watch out for that RSI and then just go from there, man. But the trades that I see with high volume coming in, and I know it seems unreasonable, but we've seen weirder things in this market. For the April 6th, April 13th, April 20th. For the April 6th is a 430 call. For the April 13th is a 450 call. I know it seems crazy, but again, if it does reverses back above the 434, 435, we may see that nice little run up to 448. Remember, it ran up to 448 like 2 weeks ago. It did a nice little, turnaround after running up to that price and came down. That's why the 450 for 513 was in there. And for 520, I was, just some notes. I'm not saying run out and go crazy, but 440 call, 450 call for 520, just in case we do see that nice reversal above the 435, so forth and so on. But you're probably wondering like why he ain't got no puts, because I feel like we should be getting a bounce here. Now, I mean, it's a multiple bottom at this area. We got more of a discount when it broke below the 415, came down to about 411. But I really think, with this beginning of the, first of the month vibes coming in, we may see some reversals. We may see some, type of signs of pushing back up towards the 448, 428. So the 430 is the first one you're going to look at. And then from there, you can make, solid choices. But let's see. Let's see, man. We've come a long way in this market. We've been through the storm. It's been on a downtrend since the beginning of the year. So I'm definitely going to be focused on SPY for real. Because that's definitely an easy trade. These contracts are super cheap. This is your time to kind of, if we have a continuation or if we have a reversal, get them at the bottom and then take advantage of it at the top. So almost every contract that I'm looking at is going further out until, probably June, probably May a little bit by the end of May. But please pay attention, man. This is crucial time at this point. UVXY, we've seen it reverse back up, run up to the $18 area. Congrats if you guys took advantage of either trade because they had multiple entries. Now, I mean, I think, some people's hit me up on the side was talking about $17 calls, blase. Um, and then Ken put out a $16 call, so that worked out in your favor also. So definitely, we had areas over here where the trade would have worked out from the 16 to the 17. Triple top setup, came back down to the 1536. Now we back at resistance. Watch this resistance area with them. If it get denied here, that will be a double top. We may start seeing that downside again. So UVXY, we know once the market go red, this is your go-to where you can make some money. Let's see how I go at this point right here now, going into this.
Like, okay, you come back on now.
So definitely you're gonna be paying attention to this $18 resistance. Above 18, I suggest, but above 1834. If it start pushing up towards the 1860, the top of the Bollinger Band, I suggest getting some $20 calls, which means that the SPY is going to probably be breaking down to the 308s and the 303s. I mean 408s and the 403s. Is that correct still? Yes. So since SPY may be breaking down when they're going up, watch for those two supports, 408, 403 on SPY, and then watch out for the resistance on UVXY. But $20 calls should work nicely if it continues to push up. If not, this will be a double top. Downside is going to come down. You feel what I'm saying? At least 1636. Know what I mean? So please pay attention. These are, simple ETF trades. Once the volatility kick in, they can pay a lot of money, but you really got to be on point on that entry. Know what I mean? So please pay attention for sure. QQQ moves with SPY. I seen Lewis talking about it. I think Ken post some stuff about it, but really, really don't talk about it like that. It moves with SPY. They all the same trade, basically. Definitely can capitalize off the same type of ideal SPY. This one's at support, just like SPY. You see the setup is almost exactly the same. I see what's coming in now is the 325 calls, 320s and 318s coming in for QQQ. We know that it was a little bit of downside coming from this week from tech. We are at support. And I think, though, I'm trying to make sure expiration date is on point. No, that's too far out. Let's go back up a little bit. And their SPY contract is almost exactly the same, like every other day or something like that. You got one on Tuesday expiration. Then you got one on Thursday expiration like that. I mean, so, Monday expiration date, Wednesday expiration date, and then Friday. I mean, so every 3 days, you got a nice expiration date where you can take advantage of the trade. But if we have some downside in this first of the month vibes, or if we have some upside in this first of the month vibes, you definitely got to be paying attention to these 325s. I say go to the May 6th for the 325s, 320s, and 318s. Give you a little bit of time, especially on Monday if we see that reversal at these supports. Definitely give you a little bit of time. Notice it's a double bottom if we hold here, and your target will definitely be 329. So that's why picking out 320s, 318, 325s ideal, because we really wanted to go test that 329, and then we'll make decisions on how it go from there. But you notice a double top at the 329, and those contracts is reasonably priced. So, paying attention to those, even if those are just the ones you want to trade every week, is a possibility to make a lot of money off of those three off rip. We got to start talking about those a little bit more. But the opportunity is always there. Last time it bounced off of this 312, 313 area, it ran right up to the 329. So that was a 2-day span. Know what I mean? With the contracts, that should give you a little bit more time, 2-day span on that one also. So let's see what happened. Now let's get to the list. I mean, and just keep it moving. I do got a penny stock on watch for this week. I mean, BBIG, oldie but goodie. BBIG, oldie but goodie, man. Definitely made some money off the BBIG. But let's go look at the penny stock real quick. Just one. I'm not trying to go crazy on penny stocks. $2.19 was the bottom. Multiple top here is looking like it's targeting the 267. Watch for that move above 267. High volume is coming in for the $4 call all the way to July of 2022, July 15th. $3 calls is coming in hot for this week. But I always suggest go a little bit further out. So the July 15, 2022, $4 call will be nice if we get above the 467. Last time it broke the 467, look what happened. We had a clear run up to the 420, the $3 area, multiple tops, came back down. Then we reversed back up to about $3.40, which is okay. That's not bad. Who remember last year when we took advantage of this trade? It gave us a nice run up to about $5. So now we're back at that same type of area again. You'll notice, this is the same chart. I really didn't erase this chart. I really just kept this one up. But we're back at that same support from, last year, April. Know what I mean? So, by August, this ran up to about $10, of course. But I remember, Ken put out some $5 calls to January. They ran up crazy. This the same type of idea, man. Same type of idea. It's short-term bullish, mid-term bullish on Yahoo Finance. So we definitely can start watching for that break above the 267, target $3.09. And then from there, boom, we should be good to go. And that's just one of the penny stocks. And then we got Walmart, Target, Home Depot up next. Walmart and Target does have earnings coming up on the 17th and the 18th. So let's see what Walmart brings for sure, man. Walmart was a good trade from the get-go. It did a nice little move. And now we're looking like we're bouncing back off of the old resistance, new support rule. So when you guys zoom into this, you'll see that we're back at support at 152.77, which was that long-term resistance that it didn't really break over for the last 2 years, right? The last time we broke above the 152.77, we had a nice run to 158. And look what happened when it came back down. It stopped at 152.77 before having the next breakout towards the 162s. Now we're back at that 152.77. Hopefully you get a nice hold here and have a retest towards that 158. I really don't want to go 170 and 165. I want to kind of keep it simple. 160 call for 520 would be ideal. Just for this week, if you want to do something this week, if you like this week, you could do a 160 on the weekly for a Monday and Tuesday, especially if we get a little bit of nice bounce off of this support. And again, first of the month vibes, people may be putting their money back into the market. But your target, if you do a weekly, your target has to be, 155.49. At minimum, 154.06. So, real simple trades. We're at support on so many different stocks. That's kind of like, which one can I go for? Let's see how it moves. And if it breaks below, I can always gauge the put. But I think we're going to have a nice little recovery. Even if it don't be on Monday, I think we're still going to have a nice little recovery. We got some big earnings coming out this week. So let's see how that go for Walmart. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully we get consolidation. I also got that in the notes, man. Hopefully we get consolidation. Now, if we get consolidation, the earnings is on the 17th. If we get consolidation this week and then the week after this week, we start getting the traction, that 520 call should work out pretty well. But we really want to see, what happens at this support. Is it going to be a consolidation between 152 to 154, or it's going to have a nice little reversal and break back above the 154 for the 155? So keep it simple. If you want to do a weekly 155 to be safe, if we hold and start breaking back above 153.28, then do that. But 160, 520 is going to be the call, run up for their earnings on the 17th. Target. Real simple stuff, man. I'm not really, trying to go crazy, but they all move the same. Definitely came back down to the support at 228.10, same area from April 11th. So what we're trying to do is see a retest towards that 249. Notice that it ran up to 249. For all the people that missed this trade, really from the 220 to 249, this your opportunity, right? So hopefully we can get, a little bit of traction in between this area, consolidation or a retest towards the 233. It's just something. If we have some more downside, you can still, gauge and wait for the 226, 223, then 220. But for right now, we're keeping it very simple. Target is going to be 236, which is this red line resistance. You can get your 235 call for the 520. Now, this is the tricky part. We know that 250 is the target. If we get into an area where we're breaking back out, don't be afraid to go for the 250 or the 270 for 520. I know it sounds far-fetched, but trust me, once earnings, the week of earnings or the week before earnings come around, it's going to be a lot of action going on from Walmart and Target. You really want to be in it before it happens. So watching these supports hold is going to be ideal. Even if it come down, the lower it go, the cheaper it gets for the contracts, right? So even if it start breaking down, don't be like, man, I ain't messing with Target. The earnings coming up. The traction is going to come in. Just make the money and then move on. You know what I mean? So please watch this support area for a hold. If you missed all these trades in the beginning when they ran from 220 to 250, then this is maybe your opportunity at this support area to take advantage of it. Know what I mean? So please pay attention to Target. It's a possibility that we may retest that 249, and then, that's money. That's money. If their earnings come out and blow them out the water, it's a possibility we may be at the 260s. Know what I mean? So please, pay attention. We know that spring break is going to be on this. We know these earnings been looking iffy for tech, but that doesn't mean the rest of the market is going to be crazy, down for this season also. And a reminder, Walmart broke a 2-year resistance. So this may be their time to have a nice earnings, to have a nice little push towards that 170 target price. Home Depot. We seen Home Depot do a lot of different things. We caught one of the trades when it ran up to 317, and then it, kind of came back down again. But hold on, let me fix my chart. I think my chart there it go. Kind of shifted. They shifted. Oh, no. I did add that line. Okay, boom. Home Depot is in a downtrend still. It did break the overall downtrend, but it seemed like it's kind of creating a new trend, which that's why I kind of, put that extra trend line here, which is, it's okay. It's not no big deal. I'm really trying to see how it break above it again. But the ultimate target has got to be 317.10. Every circle is kind of where we kind of put the information out for a trade. So, it's kind of, back at that circle, right? So we noticed that these supports has been, bouncing off of these multiple times. So let's see what happened this time. I was looking at a 330 call. I know it seemed far-fetched for 513. And I know it seems, a little bit out of control, but I'm like, look, if we break above this 317, we off to the races to the 326. I want to see what happened from, the bottom up towards that resistance again. We've seen it bounce off of this area multiple times. So maybe this may be that next time where we finally get a breakout. So I'm paying attention to this above 309, which is the real target is, 309 is definitely the target, because we have to break 309 to have a continuation. But let's see what happened, man. That 330 call still gonna be in the back pocket just in case things, work out above this area. It can be a huge move. It can be a make it or break it type of scenario. And their earnings is the same day as Walmart. So that's why, just looking at what happens before, we'll definitely be able to get some traction in on that one, man. But yeah, that was simple. A little Home Depot. If y'all like the support, it's been at that support multiple times. So, that can be a simple trade for you guys to the week. But I'm trying to go further out as far as with the strike price, where I can see a continuation above 317. Even if you don't want to trade this and wait until it get to 317 and then be like, okay, now I know I'm safe to do a 330 call. Cool. You feel what I'm saying? Depending on how you want to set it up, how much patience you got, You know, you could do so many different things. We've seen this move happen multiple times. You know, let's see what happened again. It came back down to the circles. So let's see. I seem like I got a lot today. Disney, man, been getting beat down. Oh, man, completely, which is cool. My target for Disney, I think I went over this before. Ideal entry for Disney is 107.73. That's the bottom below the 119, and that's also the trend line on the 1 week. So, you know, paying attention to Disney, this is the overall trend line on the weekly. I could probably see it on the monthly if you guys want to see a bigger time frame. Yeah, the monthly a little bit clearer. Boom, you see how trend line starts here. It really kind of starts over here, but either way, it start back in 2009, and it had, you know, it just add a little trend line in between there and see where it hit. It kind of hit here, and looking like it's heading to that trend line one more time. So, you know, we know that Disney is, I think, is undervalued. But their subscriptions is still going up. So Netflix is losing subs and Disney is gaining subs. But they're saying that, you know, Disney Plus isn't profitable yet. So, you know, that's something that you can look at. I posted an article, I think, in here about Disney. There was a lot of information they was telling us about their subs. But one thing that you can count on for Disney going into this reopening is that their park attendance is at its all-time highs, right? So now we got to think outside the box. Not only they making buku money off of the subscriptions off of Disney Plus, but their park attendance is hitting all-time highs. So seeing Disney all the way down to 107, you know what I mean, around that 111, that's crazy to me, knowing that, you know, everything is opening back up. Everything's getting back to where it used to be before pandemic. We may be able to see just a little bit of move towards the 150s, now I mean, about 145. But right now we're at the support. So looking at it now, it'd definitely be ideal. We know that they blew their last earnings out the water, but it still came down. But I'm looking at, for the weekly, 120 calls, just in case it hit 107 and reverses back up to the 119. But their earnings is coming up on 511. And this one's going to be, you know, crazy. But June 17th, 150 calls. And October of this year's 150 calls for October. Those are going to be my two I'm going to be paying attention to, especially around that 107. I know it seems far-fetched, again, but their earnings on 511. And if they blow their earnings back out the water and even get a little bit of traction towards that 135 or a sign of reversal, we're definitely going to start seeing a bullish Disney by the end of the year. So I really want to be involved on the 150s for June or 150 for July, either one of those. But October 2022, October 21st, 2022, 150 calls is going to be a high watch, because I want to be in this one, because when this reverse is going to be, it's going to be worth it. Now, I mean, a lot of these good companies are hitting these supports. I want to be involved when they start going back up. So please pay attention to Disney, man, if you're into that. I mean, I got a lot, man. Are y'all still with me here? Are y'all still Bobby and with me?
Yo, what's good, Dave?
What's up, bro? Are y'all still Bobby and Whitney? Lucid, man. I mean, I got a lot, man. Y'all can just say something in the chat room. You know, this is gonna be a long day. I'm cooking. I was sitting down all day. I'm like, let me put something together, because I'm telling you, these supports is crazy. You may not even see some of these prices again. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad year. I know recession talk is real, and you know, everything look like it's falling off. But man, maybe we might be wrong. You feel me? Warren Buffett he talking good. I'm listening to the GOAT right now. The GOAT sounds good right now.
I was gonna ask you about Activision. You mind charting that?
Oh yeah, for sure. You already got, I got Activision charted, man. First of all, I put out the $60 call for September last year, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, I'll definitely chart out Activision for you, but Lucid. This is the Lucid 1 month chart. We're down at the bottom. We're down at the bottom again, around $17 and some change. Go down to the 1 week. Their earnings is coming up on this week, on the 5th of. Thanks, man. Here, take this cup right here. You got the link in there?
No, would you like some?
I might come back. Give me like 30 minutes. Come back, see me. I love you, boo. Lucid. 5/5 expiration date. This is not going to be like a huge, $50 call going to stream. I'm kind of keeping this really tight. I really want to just do a $20 call. A $20 call, 513. $21 call, 513. $22 call, 513. $20 call, 520. $22 call for 520. And then in June 17th, a $30 call. We're at support. We have multiple bottoms here already before. It ran up to about 1880. The last time it kind of broke above it, ran about 1940. Now we're back at this $18 area. I'm paying attention to this. 1770 is seemingly the bottom. So, buying the $20 call ain't going to be too harsh. You know what I mean? Especially before their earnings, trying to catch a little run up. If you guys want to trade the earnings, I suggest going further out, of course. They've been having issues with production. But they're still on schedule. They still got a lot of pre-orders, a lot of traction coming in for them for long term. This is the same price range where we, talked about whole shares last year, and then they kind of ran all the way crazy to about $50, $60. About $57. So this is the same thing that we're going to do again. We're going to look at the bottom, figure out where the bottom is, start reversing. I see a doji coming in on the 4 hour. Watch out for that 1880, 1940. Ultimate target is $19.96. Once we break above that, then everything else should coexist. But for right now, we're definitely looking like we're right at a nice little small uptrend building on the 4 hour chart. So this look like this can be a nice little trade coming in for this week, especially with the earnings on the 5th. And that's a Thursday. So Thursday to Friday swings, we talked about that last week. Thursday to Friday swings went crazy if you guys were able to take advantage of it. But we're right back at that area again. First of the month vibes is here. So keep that target of 1996 in mind. Watch that support at 1770. But if this uptrend remain true, we should start seeing a nice move towards that $18.80. Right. So that'll be the breaking area where you can really, make a decision on what you really want to do. Anybody got a question on Lucid? I know Lucid is pretty popular. Versus financially help or hurt Disney. But I believe, and this is my opinion, the governor that is talking about Disney, that's bad for Florida. You feel me? First of all, Disney brings too much money to the table. They got over 80,000 employees, something like that, 70,000 employees. That's kind of bad. You wouldn't want to argue with the biggest company in your state. But it shouldn't affect them much. He just, and nobody really.
That's bad legislation right there, man.
Yeah. I'm about to say, nobody really liked the sentence like that.
Yeah.
It is Disney. If other Republicans from bigger states start saying, come over to us, like the Texas governor was like, Disney, just leave and come to Texas.
Imagine if they did leave.
That Texas be the number one state. Orlando dead. It's not going to die quickly, but it'll slow down.
Oh, will.
Like Disney is literally everything for Orlando. So in retrospect, he needs to chill out. You know what I mean? Just, mind your business. But they really own too much to even be arguing with. Like, stop it. They're employing, almost 65% of Orlando. Like, bruh, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. Almost everybody and their mama work at Disney or has worked at Disney or worked at Disney before or still employed right now. Disney is the mecca of Orlando. But either way, it shouldn't affect them much. I think Disney gonna perform well for their earnings because of their attendance, and they'll be, they'll start announcing, projections for the next few years. I told one of the guys I know that worked there, I said, y'all should be back at 150 by the end of the year. That was just, y'all can quote me. Oh, well, but 150 by the end of the year, Disney. That's just me. There's no way in the world Disney, like, this is Disney, guys. Like, they own HBO, they own Hulu, they own so much stuff. It's crazy that they're getting beat down like this. And Netflix is losing subscribers and Disney is still picking up subscribers. So that's something that you got to look at.
You can also look at the fact that you say Disney employs 70,000 employees. Let's just say 20% of their employees, 14,000 people contributing to employee stock purchase program where they're buying into Disney.
Yeah.
So that's consistent buying in every week out of their paycheck from 14,000 employees.
And more than likely, just like with Apple, I know Seahawk Tiger know about this because he worked for Apple. But just like Apple, when Apple was down to like 118, 120, they start pushing the employees to buy more stock. You feel me? Because Apple understood, like, look, man, these stock prices ain't gonna be like this forever. Y'all might as well start buying them. You feel me? We give you the cheapest price on the year and call it a day. Disney may be doing the same thing with this cheap price. They're probably pushing their employees to buy more stock. They're giving out more incentive for them to buy the stock. So, you can look at it that way also, for sure. You know what I mean? But Disney is not going nowhere. Just because the stock price really dropped, it's dropped drastically. If I was anybody that wanted to get in the stock game, this may be the one. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is a lifetime stock, man. It's just surprising that we get this huge discount. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, man.
Hey, Disney ain't missing with none of their movies. Them kids still singing Frozen.
Oh, bro, Turning Red? You seen Turning Red yet? That movie fire. That movie is fire.
Turning Red good?
What?
Turning Red is fire,
if you
man.
you old like me, you remember Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Man, that was my movie.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I'm old, bro. I remember Bambi. I had Bambi in that boat VHS case. I mean, like,
hey, Aladdin used to go crazy, man.
Come on, man. But Disney, dog, all their movies are fire. Turning Red is fire. Raya is fire. All the movies that they dropped recently is fire, bro. Like, you can't even complain about it. My kids love the movies, bro. You know what I mean? So let's see how it go, man. Turning Red got some music. It's like they got whole albums. You can listen to the album as a grown-up. Like, you get that Turning Red album, bro, that soundtrack. Dog, you can listen to that album, bro, and like vibe out. I'm just saying.
Hey, did Disney do Bruno? What's that movie called?
Disney did do Bruno.
Yeah, that one going crazy right now too.
They don't talk about Bruno. Like, come on, man, that's a hit, man. I listened to it in the car all day, bro. And the writer, you guys know the Hamilton guy is signed with Disney, so he's doing all their writing for a majority of their movies, bro. That's why it's getting crazy. Like, I don't know if everybody's seen Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Never mind. I'm going too far. Disney got the right to that movie also. I mean, it's a play. It's a play, but it's fire too, bro. If y'all into plays, like Hamilton.
You talking about Hamilton?
Hamilton, bro. Like, that's
that bitch fire.
Fire, bro. Like, Disney owned the rights to Hamilton and signed the writer. I forgot his name, Emmanuel. Bro, he got a contract with them, so he's writing all their movies. Like, bro, it's crazy.
I watched Hamilton about 4 times on that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I got a Disney subscription was to watch Hamilton.
What? For real? Facts. That's facts. When they first told us it was on there, man, I hurried up. But Verizon offered one free year subscription, so I'm with Verizon. So they kind of gave it to us for free for the first year. But, bro, it's crazy, bro. It's definitely crazy. Disney's about to take over again. Like, again. I don't want to hype up Disney too much because if it don't go to 150 by the end of the year, I'm gonna be angry. But yeah, man, it's something to watch out for, especially at this price range. This is a huge discount. I mean, it don't get no better than this. Know what I mean?
What
about their cruises? What about their cruises? Does that bring in much revenue? Because I know I have friends who go on their cruises like every year, sometime twice a year.
Yeah, it does bring in revenue, but I don't know if I know they consider every penny. They consider every penny. But the main topics that they really talk about is park attendance, and they talk about subscriptions because of, everything that's going on with Disney Plus. The article that I just read was a comparison between Disney Plus and Netflix, and Netflix is losing subscribers, and Disney Plus is picking up all their subscribers. So, you know what I mean? That's something you can look forward to. Their cruise is crazy. The more likely they're going to talk about, you know, more cruise stuff. I know Ken just went on one of their cruises a couple months ago. So, you know, it definitely is picking up. Travel is back in, bro. Like, man, listen. Everybody outside, man. Everybody's
Yeah, the
outside.
cruise season too.
Royal Caribbean earnings is coming up. Like, bruh, it's getting crazy. There's going to be a time where we talk about these cruise lines and be like, dang, I should have bought it at $18 and $15. Man, they have not really moved since, you know, recovery time. And you know, they're not on my list for today. I'm sorry for jumping off on a tangent. But let's look at the drop from everybody else and then look at the drop at cruise line. They're not really going down that much. You feel me? Like they're hitting, you know, $15.96, around $16, bouncing up to 20. I told you guys once you get to 21.60, you could definitely, you know, count on a recovery. They're in the all-time, they're in a downtrend still, but we're coming to the end of the downtrend. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think that they're gonna break out. And if again, look at the setup. If we get back above the 21.60, we're heading back toward that 31 resistance. 31.33 is the ultimate resistance for them coming off the pandemic. So pandemic price was like $7 and some change. You know, it hit by $8.49. Resistance was in 2001, back in May, around the same time. It hit $31. And then since then, it's been on a downtrend. We're coming to the end of the square. Look at the chart. It's right here, bro. We're coming to the end. Cruise line is going to reverse and break out, and we're going to be back at 30. It's going to be crazy, man. I like
Same trend on them. I'm waiting.
Bruh, I like the setups when these trend lines be like this. These are probably the most simplest trend lines you can ever trade. Is on a weekly or monthly, nice downtrend. And as soon as it breaks above this downtrend, man, it gives you so much. You feel me? That's why I keep showing y'all the same setups. I want to recognize the same setups and take advantage of it. That's why. Because this is going to give you so much once this reverses back out. But, you know, either here or there. Let's see what
So
we
we not liking tech right now. I was looking
I didn't
at
like tech all year. I told y'all in
Ken,
January.
that's between you and Ken.
I told y'all, I wasn't saying it to be like, okay, no, I'm stepping on toes. Tech ran from October to December.
I'm looking at
type of downside. You feel me? If tech ran that hard, it really ran from July. Let's be honest. Tech ran from July of last year. When I told y'all to get 135 calls for Apple, and Apple went to 150 last year, that's when Tech's run started. You feel me? That was in July.
Yeah, that
From
was crazy.
July, it ran up to 180 and some odd dollars by the end of you know, December. That's why I told y'all, let tech cool off. It's going to cool off. We'll get back to it. Let it cool off. You
Check out Okta for me, bro.
Who?
Okta. Yeah, I was looking at it because it done fell drastically. Like no, Okta, OKTA.
Oh, OKTA.
Yeah, it done fell drastically, but it's at that March 2020 price. I'm waiting for like 107, 110. I was looking at the 5-year chart. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know, man, it can't break below 100.
So you notice, you know, I have my wedge putting in. The same thing on the upside of a wedge happens on the downside of a wedge. This is an upward wedge. As soon as it squeezed in between here and broke below, look what happened. You never ever seen that, you know. That's clear. That's how you get confirmation, man. That's why charting is important. Look at that setup, bro. As soon as it hit I'm not trying to go back in the past. I'm giving y'all examples of what y'all should be looking for. As soon as that thing broke on the 1 week, man, that thing dropped so drastically, bro. Now we're getting back down to, you know, the support was 140. We below the 140 support. Now, I mean, we may be looking at this next area, which is about 116. But either way it go, let's see if it holds. That's all I can say. You feel me? That's all I can say. Let's see if it holds. These things, y'all got to understand with tech, man. It's a lot of things you guys got to consider. OKTA is not Apple. Apple may not be back at 118 and 120. Apple is on that long consolidation for a long period of time. But with these companies right here, this pandemic price, you telling me, and I've done this so many times, I told y'all this so many times. Now the stock was at 122. And when the pandemic hit on the recovery of the stock, when tech took over from pandemic, they were the first sector to make a move. Bro, it went from 122 all the way up to about $290. You feel me? And it did it in the same, almost in a year, right? Almost 1 year did, almost 100 and some odd percent. It has to come down, guys. This stuff has to cool down. Tech was overpriced. A lot of these tech stocks shouldn't have been this priced for another 5 to 6 years. So when you're seeing them come down like this, look at that RSI on the 1 month. Notice the RSI for when it was running, how it was oversold when it was at its peak, but I mean overbought at its peak. But now you're starting to see it come down to reasonable prices. Watch that RSI. You feel what I'm saying? Once that RSI start getting about the 25s and 20 on a 1 month, then start making your decisions. You feel what I'm saying? And that could be around 116. That can be around, 95. Just wait and wait to consolidate.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Wait till your RSI confirmation. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Anybody else? Oh, CNX. What's up?
I want to check out Starbucks too when you get a chance.
I mean, listen, I got a
You
list.
just read my mind.
I
was
still
just
got a
gonna say
list, man. I know y'all. I still have a list. I got CVS left and I got DraftKings. That was just like a little bonus because it's super cheap. May have a nice little bounce on this little support.
Yeah, they earn it Friday.
Right, bro. You just go ahead and collect these small checks. You got to start off with the small checks. You know what I mean? The home run gonna come. Again, I like June and July. If the market don't recover in June, July, that's how I know I'm in a recession. You feel what I'm saying? But June and July is going to be my time to recover. These first 2 weeks of May should give us a sign. You feel what I'm saying? We should be bouncing off these supports tomorrow. You know what I mean? Let's wait till futures come out and then, we'll get a little information. But again, June and July is when we hit last year. Super, super hard. I'm waiting on June and July. I'm giving you these supports. I told y'all to watch out for March lows. We're at March lows right now. You feel what I'm saying? Let's see what happened, man. Starbucks, full breakdown. Dang, they died. I mean, murdered. I mean, they almost at pandemic price. Pandemic price for them was $65. It's like we're right here at 73. 73. Let me delete and start all over because this is crazy. They got beat down.
Yeah, I had bought a May 20th $100 call. It was about $85. It then dropped down to $13 now.
Damn.
And I'm just wondering, should I double down on them? They're gonna find support. Like I got a couple of Starbucks right now. I go there every day, bro.
Bro, for sure.
Like I don't know about this. They've been having issues about unionizing, the employees unionizing, the price of coffee, but I don't think that should affect their revenue and stuff, man. I think they should still have a good earnings.
No, for sure.
They had a nice little support right now.
Nice little support.
It should bounce. RSI.
Everything should be bouncing. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, no RSI. And
I just gotta wait and see. I need to see this. I want to see how this week go. You can always do the same things that we did on the rest of them. Find that trend line, find that support and resistance, put a little trend line in there, keep it basic. You know what I mean? Don't complicate it too much. Now, I mean, we see a nice, this can probably pull up. I'm trying to pull up to, yes, I'm trying to pull up to my line. Yes, you're 100% correct. I want to see my line. You know what I'm saying? So, if we bounce here about, $72 and some change, then we should start seeing 85. Your confirmation of a reversal, it seems crazy, is 97.61, in my opinion. Reason is because that's the 2019 resistance. And then pandemic hit, it broke all the way down, and then it broke above that 2019 resistance back in October. And that's when it made the move up to 120. So, I would like for on the monthly, it get above 97. If it holds this support, if it breaks below the support, you may be seeing 62 because that's going to change the, again, uptrend. It's still in the uptrend on the monthly. So that's what people not understanding. Like, okay, it may be down from 120 all the way to 75. That's a horrible drop. But at the end of the day, we still on the uptrend, right? The uptrend is still there. We got higher lows. So rely on that. You know what I mean? Rely on your higher lows until confirmation below that. gives you, you know, the rest of the information you need to know. So yes, you know, if we hold here, watch for a reversal towards 85. But my target, your target has to be at least 97. I mean, you have to.
Looking at this chart, it looked like it's probably gonna consolidate right there between 74 and 85 for
I
about
want-
a month or two.
I want consolidations. I want everything to consolidate. I really do. I want a lot of consolidations because that's going to give me some guarantees when it goes to a direction where I need it to go. You feel me? If it consolidates and break down, we know we got to get some more puts. If it consolidates and break up and break above the 85, or you know whatever it had to do. Let me go to another time frame just to give you some confirmation.
Hey, that $85 call 520 ain't nothing but 30 cents.
Bro, and it's possible that it can do that.
Oh,
Because of us being at the good supports, because we're at the bottom, you feel what I'm saying? It's a possibility that, you know, if anybody confused about doing their support and resistance and how I've been telling y'all how to trade the zone, right? It's a book that's called Trading the Zone. And they're basically telling you what I'm showing you right now. So look, when you're trading the zone, what I mean by that is trade towards resistance. Resistance is $85.59. So when you're doing your quadrant lines or your support and resistances, please use this and just go directly towards your resistance, slightly above, slightly below, whatever you want to do. And then utilize this as your support and resistance on a 4-hour, 15-minute, blase, right? So when you're looking for, okay, I don't know if I should get in, looking for a price range for me to get in, blase, you know, set it up like this, put your support and resistance in there, and then have that conversation with yourself. Once we get above $77.34, the next level is going to be 79. That's resistance, right? That's how you figure out how to trade in the zone. My zone is, you know, 74 to 85. If it goes up to 82, that becomes a new zone, 74 to 82, so forth and so on. That's what I mean by trading in the zone. You don't really want to start, you know, we know we're in a tricky time where we had a downtrend from, you know, SPY. So things that it's hard for me to be like, get a $200 call for Walmart when Walmart never been at 200. Know what I mean? But if you start trading in the zone at good supports, you'll understand why am I getting an $85 call, because that's the resistance on the 1 month. Okay, why am I getting an 80 call? Because $79 resistance above 77. You understand that?
Yep.
Keep it basic. Don't, you know, you ain't gotta be special. Like keep the shit, keep it really basic. I'm not trying to complicate things. I'm trying to make it really simple for y'all. Everything's at good supports. Everything is at good supports. Earnings is coming up for a lot of these companies. Keep it basic, guys. Don't go crazy.
And even with the support and resistance, you know how we usually bounce off support, you know, just for retest. The same thing with them trend lines.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that. Go ahead.
It'll bounce off a trend line and see if it can go back up to resistance, usually when it run into a trend line too. So I like to do trend line bounce plays.
Yep, trend line bounce plays, support bounce plays. Just having that confirmation is definitely a safety net. I'm glad you said retest, because it gave me, you know, hopefully people are noticing this. A lot of people, you know, I put out the downside from 426 when the price of SPY was at 437. And now I know people probably like, how you know it's going to 426 to 415? That's been, you know, that's what it did last time. I'm just regurgitating. You feel what I'm saying? This is what you got to notice about the retest. I need everybody to understand this. Please don't look for new trades. Stick to the one trade and trade the retest. What I mean by that is when SPY came down to 415, I said 415 is my entry. It ran right back up to the 428. How do we know it's going to go back to 428? Was right here on the 25th of April. It ran down about 421 and it bounced right back up to a comfortable 428. When you see it break below this 421 and hits that 415 target price, you got to trade the retest. You have to trade the this is what I call trading the retest. You have to trade the retest.
Is that a double top?
That's a double top at 428. That's a double top. But before the double top, You
Leave the door
have,
open.
you have to notice the 415 support, and you have to trade the 428 again. You feel me? You have to trade the 428. It keeps it very easy for you. Most stocks does the same thing over and over. It goes down to a support. It'll find this new resistance, and if it breaks down, it's going to try to find that new resistance again. That's what happened. That's what we seen when I put the note out. I said everything's going back towards resistance, and that's
So
what.
what's up? If you had that alert at 415, right?
Yeah.
And then it bounced off the 415 that first time, and you bought in, you entered the trade, rolled it up to 28, you cashed out,
Yeah.
and you walked and you just went to something else. Eventually, you see it came back down at 415. You still got the alert set.
Yeah.
It's gonna trigger the alert again. The same play.
Right, the same play, same exact play. It's basically almost 3 plays in one because you can get the put. If you know 428 is the resistance and it don't break the 428, the 415 put was always available since 437. I told you I get 415 at 437 for a reason. You feel me? Because that's the cheapest you're going to get the 415 put. You feel me? And then from there, it just cashed out multiple times on different days. But I've been trying to figure out how to do SPY calls, safer. I know you can do same days. I know you can do 2 days after, but I'm going to find the SPY call at a safe area. So when it does, it gives me a little bit of time in between. So say if I get a 430 and it goes to 428 2 days before 430, that's going to be that's what I'm trying to do. I want to be able to make a safer trade out of SPY. It's so hard though, because, it did make a move, but it kind of took its time to get there. It took almost 3 days to get back to 428 after coming down on the 26. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I really want to try to gauge and give you that space in between. That's why I said on the SPY calls, all the dates was like 5/6, 5/13, and 5/20, because I really want to give a little bit of space in between there instead of doing the same day. I know the same days are cheaper, but if you go look at those calls now, they're cheap now. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all about when you're getting it and how much space time you got in between. But yeah, you got so many different trades in between here, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, that's just one of the examples. And if you don't like SPY and if you don't want to go to their calls, we know once SPY is going up, UVXY is coming down. So you can always just roll over there, buy you a couple calls while they're coming down, or vice versa.
Look, you see how you got those purple lines. I told myself I'm gonna start buying the amount of contracts for each level I get. So when once you get that first purple line, I'm gonna sell a contract. When the trend still going up, the second purple line, I'm gonna sell another contract. By the time I get to 428, I'll be out of all of them.
No, facts.
Oh yeah,
Facts.
by the time you get to that last one, you done made your money.
Yeah, for sure. By the time you get to the last one, because listen, Thursday to Friday. If it's up to me, bro, I might not trade Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I will wait till Thursday every week. That Thursday to Friday swings has been so crucial for the last 2 months, man. Thursday to Friday has been amazing because you can get a Friday call for like 20-something cents, 10 cents. And then depending on what happened the day of on Thursday, if we have a nice green day, the beginning of Friday starts off really green. So you can cash out of those. And then you did a perfect Friday to Thursday to Friday swing, and then we're back into it again. Like Netflix, nobody wasn't talking about Netflix when it came down to 185, and then it reversed up and went to 204. Those Netflix $200 calls was like $20. You know what I mean? Like, and they ran up $600. $500. Those are the things when you're seeing something coming down, a big company like Netflix coming all the way down. That was an RSI trade. RSI got too low, gave you a nice little $20 move up. We got to catch those. We can't, when you see an earnings come out and that stock drop, just wait until it, flatline and that RSI gives you a little bit of sign of a recovery. You're going to get a nice little bounce. You know what I mean? You're going to get a nice little cheap contract, especially if it comes out on Wednesday and that Thursday to Friday swing is there, man. Them Thursday, Friday swings giving out big percentages, bro. Big percentages. So hopefully I understand. I know it seems like it's a lot, man, but dang, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm sitting back looking like, ugh. That was a nice Green Day on Thursday. Surprised everybody. You feel me? But it gave out a huge opportunity. It wasn't the only contract out. Almost every contract on Thursday to Friday was under $50 for almost every stock, apples, all that. It gave you a nice little boop, boop, a nice little pop. It was crazy. But yeah. Anybody else? Because I still got CVS on the list. CVS is still on the list, man.
Okay, we ain't did CBS yet.
No, we didn't do CVS yet, man. So CVS earnings on the 4th, before market. That's the morning. So you got to buy your contract the night before, of course. But CVS is definitely back down on support. It broke below the 97. It did hold last time at 98, but we're right below at 97, which is not bad. Long term, still bullish. Y'all know I've been tracking CVS since the CVS days. You know what I mean? But I was so proud of this trade from back then all the way over here. That was crazy. But now we're over here with it. There's nothing too different. This is the blue line is the 50-day moving average. If we continue to go down before earnings, watch for a pop at 94.08. But I feel like CVS should perform well. I know that COVID is slowing up a little bit. You're going to have to probably straddle this one. But if it does pop back above 98, you can get you a 105 call. You feel what I'm saying? For 520. I say pay attention to it. We know CVS is a good quality business, been around for a minute. But we should see a nice little pop, from earnings. Let's see how it go, man. Target is 102.62. Resistance is 107.49. All-time high is about, no, not all-time, but recent highs is about 111.29. I had to really figure out all these support and resistances by going back here. That's all-time high in 2015 is $112. So, we're right in that, little area. Uptrend is still intact, you know what I mean? From here to here, you still see a nice little uptrend. You know what I mean? So, it hasn't broken below the uptrend yet. So we may get a nice little pop here. But if not, $80 puts, $90 puts, I mean, it's gonna fall off. It'll go to this green line. That's an $80 put. So if it breaks below moving average at 94, definitely, watch that 90 support. That 90 support is the tough one. That's where it had to break above multiple tries. 5 months apart from each other. But that 90 support is the crucial area. Anybody got questions on CVS? Quality business, been around for a while. I mean, I got a lot of lines there. This is the only one I haven't really deleted and restarted yet, but that was a crucial trade right here, man. I really wanted to get all of that. DraftKings. DraftKings got beat down drastically. Down about $13.80 right now. DraftKings support is at $13.77. Resistance is $14.70, $15.65, and $16.35. So let's look at the 4 hour. Boom, there you go. Nice little small consolidation area to between $13.77 up to $14.70. We have to get above $14.70, and it's basic, little basic calls. $18 call, target is $17.68 for the weekly. Earnings is coming up. It's bullish on Yahoo Finance short-term and mid-term, so we may see a little move, but I say pay attention to this. This is a huge discount. I mean, DraftKings was priced in for decades. Like they went from $10 2019 to pandemic $74. So, it had to go back down. That was crazy.
Hey Dave, did you see Football TV? Man, take a major beat.
Yeah, football is definitely, earnings this week also.
I ain't $3 now, man.
Yeah, 387, man. 387. Huge beat down. These are new IPOs too. So that's another thing you got to consider also. This IPO came out 2019. But yeah, it's gonna hugely beat down majorly, man. Their IPO price was $9. It's below all that. So it's something to look at. Their earnings is coming up this week also. It may give you a nice little move. I don't think so. But if you wanted to trade it, wait for a break back above $4.61. And then you should be $4 up to $6.81. Know what I mean? So
Nah, I ain't gonna touch it. I was whole shares on it for a minute. Glad I got out though.
no, for sure, man. I mean, we played with it a lot though. I mean, I think I think we had our moments, man. It was a love-hate relationship, but dog, we caught some licks off of football. Like, man.
Look, a lot of this stuff scary right now, man. And then they keep talking about recession. I said, if we do go into recession and the market continue to drop, man, there's gonna be several companies filing for bankruptcy, and Robinhood might be one of them.
Yeah, Robinhood getting talked about crazy right now. I don't know how they're trying to work on what they got to work on, but I don't know if it's gonna be worth it.
I mean, it's crazy. Like Fubo, they down. They look like they might be going down to $2 a share, $1 a share. You got Fuel Cell that's down terribly. ChargePoint supposed to be an industry leader. They down to damn near $10, $12.
Yeah,
A lot of these companies, man, it's crazy how low they getting.
yeah, they
Yeah,
get
blockchain taking a beat down now too, man. Like can all them stocks.
yeah, blockchain getting eaten alive. All I can say is, man, scrap up because it's going to be a time they're going to come back. I don't know about some of the not as quality businesses, but the quality ones, the ones that's destined to be around for a while, they're gonna come back. And it's just about win. It's all about the win, man. Let some of this stuff die off. That's why I'm focusing on cruise, because I'm like, cruise ain't really dying. Yeah, travel's not really dying like that. I mean, like,
Holding up really well for real.
it's holding up pretty nicely, man. So it's kind of like, y'all better, hey, listen, you can't beat them, join them. like, it's crazy because we seen some highs out of in NVIDIA. NVIDIA's at like $300. It's at 185. Like,
I think if the market bullish this week, the video can see 215. What you think?
You talking about 315?
No, 215.
I'm about to say, boy, don't
Yeah,
skip.
nah.
Let's go chart it up, man. I mean, I think that's my whole list anyway. I was done with DraftKings, my last one. But let's see, man.
Oh, yeah. And I know you don't like China, man, but
I looked at Bob because you said something. I'm like, let me look. God,
we already missed that play though, man. I was looking at it when it was at 80, man. I should have said something, but everything was so ugly. I was just like, nah, I'm going with the safer plays. But
yeah,
man,
for sure.
we would have gotten that would have been money.
Yeah, for sure. That might have to be a consistent alert because it pops. When it pop, it pop. So NVIDIA bottom is 180.26. Resistance is 206. Yeah, I believe above 206, we could probably see that 217 again. But we have to I'm waiting for majority of these bit stocks is just downtrend. We got to see consolidation, sideways movement. We need sideways movement. Once we get the sideways movement, confirmation will happen once we start seeing reversals. Trust me, bro. I've seen this before. And when it goes to the top, we see consolidations, right? When things break out and break up, you start seeing a little bit of sideways movement. That's what we do want to see on the downside. When things start breaking down, we want to see sideways movement. So please be patient. Please be patient. But yeah, possibility above 206.85. Definitely going to see that 217. But my target, what I would do, target would be 228 above 206. Let's see how I go. Their earnings at the end of the month, but they may get a little sympathy off of AMD.
Right.
For sure. AMD earnings this week.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure. Ford is another one breaking down. Ford new support, $13.97. Below that is $13.40. So it's definitely on that downtrend. I need to put my downtrend line on all of these because these downtrends are strong. Extremely strong. But again, Ford is going to have a comeback. Let's see. Patience. A lot of this stuff is breaking down, giving the opportunity for long term. you know, the EV, everything's about EV right now. They're getting into the game. Know what I mean? They're getting into the game. So let's see what happens. There's a huge downtrend on Ford. Yeah, I'll just take the one. There's a huge downtrend on Ford. 1397 is support. Below that is 1340. But we have to get back above $15.17. Yeah, for sure. That's smart by that put waiting on the reversal. That's smart. BE.
I like the energy companies right now. There's
Yeah,
a couple of them I'm liking because I missed Energy Transfer. I was trading ET when it was at $7. It's up to 11 now. It's another one, First Energy I'm liking, but I do like the energy companies. They run, to me, them energy companies just like those EV companies right now.
clean energy is everything. Clean energy is definitely everything, bro. It looked like the BE was in consolidation, waiting to break above 1979 and then 2105 confirmation. But this may be a good hold at the 1856. It had to hold that area. So yeah, ET was pretty good. I mean, it's a lot of good company. I feel like, you know, we getting big discounts. And whenever you see big discounts, somebody back there plotting. You feel what I'm saying? I think big money, you know, made their money off of pandemic, and now they're going to be sitting back watching to see what they can get into now. So that's what we're starting to see. ATVI. ATVI had a gap up. So I didn't, you know, that announcement Warren Buffett may stop the gap. You know what I mean? But remember, you know, it gapped up off the announcement that Microsoft was buying them. This is that Microsoft announcement, gapped up to about $85, $90. Then it slowly came and worked itself back down to support at $75.50. It closed at, you know, after hours at $75.50. If that Warren Buffett, you know, news gives it an anything, it's RSI came to as low as, you know, 20 on the 1 day. So we should get a bounce off for this one. And, you know, resistance is $81.31. So let's see how I go. But that it may gap up because Warren Buffett said you own 10% of ATVI. It may have a nice little gap up, but you know, it has to hold 85 for any type of continuation. I mean, that's that real area it has to get above. But with Warren Buffett saying you own 10%, for sure, it may have a nice little gap up, for sure.
I ain't said, somebody I know said it. They're like, Warren Buffett needs to go ahead and die.
Nah,
And get his money to
bro,
his
listen,
kids and grandkids.
we need him. We need him. He a market mover.
Man, for real.
We need him to show us what's quality and what's not quality.
Yeah.
These fools out here, but Captain Woods figured it out the hard way.
Warren Buffett be speaking that truth, man.
Captain Woods hurt, boy. She bought some shit, but I'm like, what are you about?
Oh, man, all her shit got busted up.
But all her shit got busted, but
I thought she was the GOAT.
Well, I was thinking she was the GOAT, boy. Captain,
That's that Warren Buffett money.
Well, Warren Buffett, the GOAT. Warren Buffett was down coming off a pandemic year, and now he up. He got more money than Facebook owner. And we was like, when he was down, we was like, dang, Warren Buffett fell out. He sold Apple shares. I'm like, damn, Warren Buffett hurting. Warren Buffett came back with a vengeance, boy.
Oh, he was mad. Warren Buffett, big mad. Boy, he probably been mad all year.
Well, Warren Buffett came back with a vengeance, boy. He got that check now, man. He got all the good companies. You know what I mean? It was crazy. He's a smart guy, man. Definitely a smart guy. He know what he's doing. I mean, they said he was losing like 70 million off a pandemic year. And I mean, that man up now. He going crazy. Going crazy now. They talking they trash. Him and his buddy. They talking trash about companies. They telling you what we got.
I seen that article. I had Lou had posted an article about what he was saying. They really made it a gambling.
Yeah.
Hey, really telling the truth, man. Shit been so volatile, man. Like
I think that was a shot. But I think he was putting a shot out on some of these other hedge funds. I think he was just shooting a shot at Kathy, honestly. It's like nobody really like her. She's an innovator. She came. I'll be honest, man, because dog, she hurting. She lost a lot of money. She took some L's. Know what I mean? Like DraftKings was one of them. Like for real. That's a huge loss, man. The DraftKings dropped drastically since she was buying them up. I don't know what price range she was buying them up. I think Lou know more than me, but bruh, between DraftKings and a couple more little things that she had in her pocket, man, she was just selling for losses this year, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, she kept on saying she's buying for the long term. Like that's why I gotta keep.
No,
I
for
be
sure.
like my
Average it
pops be
down for
talking to me
sure.
about this shit. I be trying to remind him. His thing be like, "Oh well, Ford got electric vehicles. Cadillac got some electric vehicles." I'm like, "Yeah, that's all cool and dandy."
Yeah,
But most of their business is based off of gas.
yeah.
But shit, 10 years from now, especially depending on the next presidents and everything, man, that EV, that green life, that they want to be carbon neutral, carbon free.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be electric vehicles everywhere.
Hey, Dave, I know Hilton got honors this week, earnings this week, man. But I know the summer coming, so I know some of these stocks might start running a little bit with everybody being out of school and traveling a little more.
For sure. And the piggyback off bro was saying about the EVs. I mean, listen, you got to think, just like I tell y'all all the time, man, these big hedge funds, they're not looking for the big 100% in 1 year type moves. They're looking for 8, 10%, 15%. Like, that's what they're really looking for, because you got to think how much money they're doing it with. Know what I mean? So if Kathy is holding DraftKings still and she's averaging down, even if it returns back up to 20, 30%, she's straight. Know what I mean? That's the thing about going long, it's a better strategy. Because even if you get 5% a year for 5 years, that's 25%. At the end of the day, it's still 25% of whatever you put in. Know what I mean? So you gotta
Save money. Like we doing all this talking about these pandemic lows, shit back to these lows, man. Like fuel cell, I drop a bag in fuel cell at $4 because eventually they're gonna return, but buying shares, not just options. You gotta remember the shares out here. Them shares is safety.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, and the EV, I think EV eventually, like say, gonna recover huge, man. You got Joe Biden, he big on the EV. And we got 2 more years of him anyway, right? So
oh, for sure. For sure. And at the end of the day, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. The year ain't over. It's still the beginning of the year. Know what I mean? Like, we still young. You know what I mean? We still here. Like, wait till about August, September. If things not looking right in August, September, we know pandemic is real. Like, but right now, you just seeing everything come back to their fair value price. Everything that was overhyped, oversold, on a bigger time frame, 1 year, 1 month oversold or overbought. You feel what I'm saying? They're just coming back down to their fair value price, where people can, now we can assess the business now. Know what I mean? Instead of just saying, let's follow the leader, we can assess the business. This company is actually worth $2 instead of $4. Let's wait until they get to $2 and then buy it. For example, right? Disney is only worth $90. A lot of people saying their fair value price for Disney is still $90. Well, let's see if it comes back to $90. Then, you'll be able to get in long term, and then 2-3 years from now, when it's back at 200, you're not mad. So, it's just that type of, that's what time we're in. You know what I mean? Everything for the feds was pumping money into the market for damn near 1.5 years, almost 2 years, of a lot of money. And then now things starting to cool off. They're slowing down, pumping money in there. So hang tough. Hang tough, man. We're not done yet. Overall, market sentiment is still up.
I got one more topic. One more, man. And then I'm done talking. I'm gonna shut up.
Go ahead, you straight, man.
Because marijuana they start their earnings like I think May the 11th or something. It's not really their earnings I'm worried about, but when we talking about long term, like as far as I know, these marijuana companies not missing on earnings. They making their money. Like they product comes from the ground. They not spending that much money getting the product, making the product, and they ain't missing. They just dropping on the fact that it ain't legal. They got to go through the loopholes and shit federally for the money, all that crap. But like 2, 3, 5 years, once again, I smoke every day.
Let
It'd
me
be nice
let
if I
me
go
let me
by and
mute.
get out
I
the
gotta
store.
I'm about to crop out this last hour that we was on. Let me stop.